You don't have the power to do it yourself. If we think about it, we've actually spent most of our lives depending on our own intuition. And trust me, out of everyone, I know what it's like being that self-centered, independent, just minding my business type of dude. But hear me out. I'm gonna read a sentence from an old book. I don't know if you've heard it before, but it's called the Bible. And the chapter is from Exodus, specifically Exodus 14:14. And it says, "The Lord shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace." This simple verse speaks 1,000 words. I'm telling you right now, man, like, you literally can't do it yourself. Like, this is your warning. You know, we love to think it's us against the world, trying to be as independent as we can be, relying on ourselves as much as we can. But in reality, bro, you're not fighting this alone. Matter of fact, I think you were never fighting this alone. That's how I felt, you know, I thought that I was just in this myself and no one was really out here trying to support me in whatever I was passionate about. And there's actually videos of me talking about it, but God has been there with you in every single step of the way, and you know that. It's this feeling that we get inside of us sometimes, this feeling of support and peace and, you know, self-belief, clarity. And I don't think it comes from us. Sometimes our pride gets too inflated to the point where, you know, we just start overthinking about everything. Like, oh, can I do this? Is this possible? Can I do it by myself? Why is there nobody out here to support me? Why am I so lonely? The first part of the verse says, the Lord shall fight for you. And that means God will do the fighting for you. He will change the directions of the winds for you. He will change the waves of the sea for you. We, as the people, without God, are pretty much unprotected whatsoever. Therefore, we are not in any condition to fight. It's like me fighting a UFC champion. Nothing and no one will ever prepare for what life, you know, is waiting for us in the future. There's no amount of mentors or parents or guardians can do that for you. Not even yourself. So if we're in no condition, then it's no wonder why we are stuck in this endless loop and cycle of self-pity. We go through simple situations every single day and we start overthinking about it. Any minor mistake feels like life or death. And then we start to blame everything else but ourselves. And when we do blame ourselves in some cases, for those who are accountable, we start to develop this sort of resentment within us. We start to hate ourselves. And it becomes this rabbit hole of despair and like tragedy. It obviously leads to more toxicity, insecurity, bad habits, and obviously sin. The point is, we genuinely do not have the energy or the spirit within our individual selves to fight the enemy alone. You know, whether it's addictions or depression, anxiety, stress, whatever it is. Because these are all the work of the devil. And the more you realize that, the more you're like, wow, I don't think this is all me. This is just some greater force that's trying to put me down. And it's true, you know, like if you think about it, Satan is trying to play with you. For me, I feel like a lot of my life has been like that. The second part of Exodus 14:14 says, "And ye shall hold your peace." The Bible is essentially telling you to be still. Being still means to freeze everything around you, pretty much to press the pause button in your life. Just for a second, you know, if it just takes a minute or two. For that small period, just press pause and ease your mind. In this period, you don't have to feel any stress or any fear. You don't even have to say anything, just be quiet for a moment. And then you think to yourself, like, do these negative things really do anything for me? You know, the more you think, why am I so depressed? How do I overcome this bad habit? How do I stop watching porn? How do I stop jacking off? How do I get into a relationship? There's a million things that we want, and that is so unrealistic. They are all in your head, and Satan is really just pulling the strings, you know what I mean? The devil is feeding you with all of these thoughts and emotions so that you can take actions and decide on really stupid things that aren't in God's consideration. It's like, fuck, I just chucked a wank today. I feel so shit. Now I lost my streak. Oh, why won't she reply? It's been 5 hours since I sent that text and she just left me undelivered. Like, this is the shit that happens to us on a daily basis. And we don't realize that it's just Satan. It is all a delusion. It's so delusional if you think about it. Like, if I say that out loud, it's so delusional. And you know, a lot of these things are based off of fear of not having a companion, fear of being lonely forever, and etc., right? But then again, fear doesn't help with anything at all. Fear actually instills some sort of insecurity. I am actually afraid of being seen or perceived like a kid. And that's where my insecurity comes from. You know, my baby face, how I look and shit, that's where my insecurity comes from. Basically, if it's anything except the fear of God, then it's probably bad. Having all of this doubt and anxiety inside of you it won't get you anywhere. Matter of fact, it might make things worse than they already are. And throughout time, it's going to get harder and harder for you to heal yourself and analyze yourself. They don't draw any swords or help you fight the enemy. So that job is pretty much supposed to be left for our God. Therefore, you gotta pray every single day. Or even better, have conversations with him like I do. Like, just talk out loud to him. It's supposed to be like a father and son relationship. Or even just pretend he's your best friend. You know, that's what I do at least. You can talk with him for hours if you have to. As long as you're honest and open and truthful, just say whatever is in your head and really just confess it out there. Because he already knows already. Like, it's a lot more impactful if you say it rather than thinking in your head. Instead of asking for forgiveness all the time, talk about the sensitive shit. God is supposed to be your accountability partner. And the thing is, he wants you to be there with him right now, but you are too ignorant. Just remember that he is supposed to be your homie, your best friend, your father. And like any good father, he's always with us, fighting for us and battling Satan for us. All this might be a lot for you to take in, but the concept is pretty simple. There's no need to overthink about everything that I said in this video. If you want to take away one thing, it's this: let God fight for you, and you shall hold your peace. I'll see you tomorrow. Good haircut, by the way. Fucking mad, right?